that your house is one of your most valued investments. Get your domestic package insurance cover. This includes house and its contents, domestic servants, owners and tenants' legal liability. Now you know. IRA, promoting insurance, protecting the insured. Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
So the 6 of you invaded the whole country. Barnett, what are we doing live Nazis? There you go.
Come on, we're getting out.
A friend of yours? Not exactly.
Battle Force. Next on.
What happened from there? Niliweza kupelekwa theater. Nikakatwa mguu ambayo ni painful sana juu sikuamini.
So I was that type of a girl. Of course I was always gloomy, you know. You are never happy, you know. You're not yourself, you don't know what is happening to you. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Kupata skiza tune hii, Ufunuo wa Yohana 38 dial *811 *817#.
Wakati mwingi katika maisha binadamu hujipata kwa shida, unapata ya kwamba hauna usaidizi unaohitaji, biashara zinaisha, hakuna mapato ya kila siku. Lakini hata kwa hayo yote, Biblia inasema ya kwamba katika kitabu cha Ufunuo wa Yohana mlango wa 3 mstari wa 8, na yajua matendo yako. Tazama, nimekupa mlango uliofunguliwa mbele yako.
Ili kupata skiza tune hiyo ya Yohana 38 dial *811 *817#, dial *811 *817#.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBay ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBay ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
On KBC Channel 1.
I am Loteni now, Atito. I am never coming to clean your house again. You can now clean your smelling in gym clothes, you are smelling in bathroom, you are smelling in kitchen, you are smelling everything.
Shut up! Or better off, you better let me know tomorrow so that I can bring you women clothing. You join the women's club, you win.
Julia, Julia.
Amo.
You video. This thing needs patience and precision. When you go in too fast, of course you will get tired very easily.
Too much speaking. Where are we going to get the and show us the action?
They say kutembea kwingi kuona mengi. Uopie kime.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
What place is this?
Huh? Huh? Ah! What? Ah!
Cleo, your ruler needs your counsel immediately. Can't this wait till morning? No, I am in desperate need.
Her Highness is still in shock over the news. Attend to her.
Your Highness, allow me to escort you to the Pharaoh's burial chamber.
But, wait!
This way, my lady.
I am the only real Pharaoh around here. Can't anybody see that?
Well, good afternoon and thank you for joining us for Channel 1 Lunchtime News with me, Richard Munga. Side language interpreter is Byron Aboli, and thank you very much for joining us as we, of course, strive you to bring comprehensive reports, of course, locally and also internationally. And if we can kindly get into that immediately, we'll be taking you to Murang'a County, where, of course, we've been expecting throughout the week. We've been talking about the coronation of Justin Muturi. That is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Justin Muturi is crowning as, of course, the political spokesman for the Mount Kenya region. Reporter is, of course, on the ground. And, well, Kyria, kindly, if you can hear me, can you kindly update us on what's happening at the moment? Of course, we had earlier reports that tight security indeed, was present at the venue, that is Mukuru Nyagadaga Shrine, of course, due to some resistance from MCAs starting yesterday. But kindly, John Kyria, kindly, if you can hear me, kindly tell us what's happening at the moment.
Well, good afternoon, Richard. We're coming to you live from Mukuru Nyagadaga Shrine in Murang'a County, where the coronation, or rather crowning, of National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi as the political spokesman of the Mount Kenya region is happening. And as it is right now, it's 2 hours later after the ceremony began, and what I can confirm to you is that right now, Speaker J.B. Muturi is the political spokesman of the Mount Kenya region. This despite, of course, the number of criticism, not just criticism, or what you would say, the number of disagreements that have emanated from this process, particularly coming from the Kikuyu Council of Elders. The elders are split right in the middle over, whether this ceremony should have happened and whether it is right. Because there are those that insist that President Uhuru Kenyatta is the de facto leader of the Mount Kenya region, and apart from that is a spokesman or the political spokesman of this region. But there are others who are saying that the president is about to exit, which of course is next year, and then the region needs somebody who can sit on the negotiating table on their behalf, and that mantle has been handed over to Speaker J.B. Muturi this afternoon. The ceremony began quite early. We understand Speaker J.B. Muturi was here by around 9 a.m., 8 a.m., and the ceremony quite began. And it's a ceremony of, great significance, Richard, bearing in mind that yesterday, Murang'a Governor Mwangi wa Iria had threatened to disrupt this event. We're still waiting. Well, it has not happened, but the security in this area can tell you that they're well armed to the tooth to ensure that there's maximum security for this particular event. J.B. Muturi, we are here to set our eyes on him because once he came in, he was directed to the shrine where this private ceremony is taking place. It's quite a religious ceremony that doesn't have reporters really mingling around there or us taking photos. In fact, if you just face your camera towards that side, you face some bit of backlash to that end because it's a religious and quite it's a religious ritual that is quite significant. But what I can tell you is, from what you're seeing and the pictures you're seeing around, you can see quite a number of a Kikuyu Council of Elders in this particular event, as well as representatives from the Njuri Ncheke, that is from the Meru community, and there's also representatives from the Nyangi Nderere, if I'm not wrong, which is a council of elders from the Embu community that have actually graced here. So in a bit, I'll be grabbing Professor Peter Kagwanja and another gentleman who we can continue speaking to, so that we get the significance of this particular event for us. Very quickly, we have an elder here. You can begin by telling us your name.
My name is Samuel KIROGO Ngeve, Secretary General Murang'a Agikuyu Elders Association, based in Murang'a County, and one of the organizers of this event.
Tell us about the significance of this event, because it has been faced by a lot of criticism and divisions amongst the Kikuyu Council of Elders exactly on whether this event was supposed to happen.
We want to have one person when we have an idea to develop. He can now negotiate for us or talk to other communities. You know, a community in a country cannot live alone, eh?
There are critics who say President Uhuru Kenyatta is still in power and the de facto leader and spokesman of the region. And there are those who think you're inheriting or disinheriting the president while he's still in power.
Our president is still in power, and he's still the president of this republic. And we found that the president cannot be the president of republic and still be the spokesman of mountain region. They will be saying that, why are you even talking on behalf of mountain region? You're supposed to talk on behalf of the whole country. So we find that we need somebody. Elders felt that we need somebody we can send even to the president. We can send even to other communities if we have things to discuss about.
Quite interesting. But quickly, as we wind up, because it was billed as a big ceremony for the coronation of Speaker J.B. Muturi, and I'm sure you are on the other end where we have not been allowed to access. Can you confirm to us right now that Speaker J.B. Muturi has already been installed as a spokesman?
He has already been installed as a spokesman of Mountain Region. It's just the final touches now, then they proceed to the dais.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting, and we'll be waiting. Professor Peter Kagwanja, very quickly, if you can come, because this is one man who has been behind this entire ceremony. And Professor Peter Kagwanja, I'm sure you've heard the barrage of criticism that has come out of, having this ceremony happening today. Tell us about its significance.
Well, the ceremonies are silent events. These are not public events in the sense of it, because we are crowning a leader. Now, we were not looking for a politician. We know who good politicians would be, but we are looking for a leader of our region. And we found that not in the largest of the communities, which is the Kikuyu, not in the second largest, which are the Merus, not in the third largest, who are the Embus, but among the smallest community, the Bere. That's where we found our leader. We are supported by the Tharaka, we are by Meru, Kikuyu, na kila mtu. Here, we have leaders. I have welcomed, as the patron of Muranga Elders, I have welcomed elders from Jorincheke, I have welcomed elders from Nyangindiriri, Waembu, Kiamakia Ngome, and Kiamakiama from Wagikuyu. Now, hawa Kiamakiama wametoka the 7 counties where the Kikuyus are. Kutoka Nyeri, Meru, kutoka Nyeri, Muranga, Kiambu, Kirinyaga, Nyandarua, Laikipia, Nakuru, na Kajiado wako hapa. Wengine wametoka mpaka coast, wengine wametoka northern Kenya. Sote tuko hapa. Na tuko hapa ndio tuvalishe kiongozi wetu, tumkaribishe. Wakati tunahitaji kutuma mtu, tunatuma. Wakati tunahitaji kupewa mawaidha, tunapewa. Lakini Uhuru Kenyatta ni kiongozi wetu wa nchi, ni kiongozi ambaye anatumwa na kila Mkenya. Kama nchi hii tafikiria Muturi ndiye wanataka kutuma, sasa tutarudi hapa tutafute mwingine ambaye ataliplace Muturi, kwa sababu Muturi itakuwa kiongozi wa nchi. Kwa hivyo hakuna conflict ya interest, hakuna conflict ya uchaguzi. Ni kumaanisha watu wa Mlima Kenya wamechagua mtu ambaye ataongea kwa niaba yao, ambaye atawapea mawaidha, ambaye ataongea na watu wengine wa nchi, ndio tujenge nchi ambayo iko united, ambayo iko prosperous. Hiyo ndio mwongozo wetu.
Professor, you make it sound so simple, but then you see the divisions that have emanated from this process, including the Kikuyu Council of Elders and other leaders, including the governor for Muranga County, the governor for Kirinyaga, are actually criticizing the ceremony that is happening here today.
Kama unaona kila mtu ametulia, hakuna. Wewe umekuwa hapa siku mzima, umeona mwaidia wapi? Umeona nini wapi? Tuko na hao watu nimetaja, wote wako hapa, na tuko na amani ambayo hatujapata, tuko na umoja. Na kama uko ile political business kama elder, shauri yako. Sisi tuko serious business ya kutafuta kiongozi, hatuko kwa mambo ya siasa.
Na
tushampata. Na kwanza sisi kama mimi siwezi kuingia kule yako, kwa sababu si kujitakaza. Sasa yeye tulimtakaza siku 10 ako safi. na ako na wazee wanaitwa maturanguru. Wale wazee wa Kikuyu wamemaliza mambo yao ya kuzaa, kufanya nini, sherehe, raha hizo zote wamemaliza. Ile mbakia ni kutumikia watu wa Milima Kenya. Wao ndio wako na Muturi huko.
Thank you very much. Of course, we've had what we're waiting for now is the grand entry of Speaker JB Muturi into this tent. Of course, because he has been coronated as this political spokesman of the Mount Kenya region. Back to you, Richard Munga. Of course, we'll have a detailed coverage of his story at our 7 p.m. or in our 7 p.m. bulletin and our 9 p.m. bulletin. But for now, back to you, Broadcasting House.
Oh, thank you very much, John Jacob Curie, for that update. And of course, for those who missed out, when JJ Curie, of course, was starting, he did mention that it has been confirmed that Justin Muturi, Speaker Justin Muturi, has been crowned as the political spokesman for the Mount Kenya region. And of course, more comprehensive report will be coming your way in our subsequent bulletins. That is the Rubini at 7 p.m. and of course, News Weekend at 9 p.m. Well, now we are also going to be digressing a bit. We're going to be heading to the coastal region, where reporter Junaid Karisa, of course, is participating, or rather attending engagement on the Coastal Generation Program, whereby coastal leaders, that is politicians, you have SMEs as well as, professionals, are engaging DP William Ruto, of course, on the Coast Empowerment Program. And let's head straight to the coastal region for that. Junaid Karisa, if you can hear me, what are the steps that have been announced so far, and what are they going to be settling on in the 3-day event?
From the 6 counties here at the coastal region are currently meeting with the deputy president so that they can, under the agenda of the Coast Regeneration Program. And today, of course, I'm joined by Irungu Kangata, just to give us what exactly they're doing right here, what exactly they've been able to discuss with the deputy president, and exactly what are some of the deliberations that is happening inside. Karibu sana. Tuambie tu, since yesterday you have been meeting the deputy president, and we understand that some of the legislators from the coast region are here. What exactly is happening?
Thank you so much. Today the deputy president is not discussing politics with the people of Coast. He is discussing economic issues. What are the issues that the people of Coast would like to be captured in the Hustlers Manifesto? I have seen discussions concerning the blue economy, agriculture sector in the Coast region, issues concerning a free port, manufacturing sector, and for me, if those issues are incorporated in Hustlers Nation Manifesto, definitely Hustler Nation will be the most important political force in this region. Remember, that discussion commenced in Mount Kenya. He also met leaders from Western region, and therefore he is going in every region to ensure every concern of every Kenyan is captured in the manifesto of Hustlers.
What is the feel of the leaders that are currently inside? Do they feel that they've been left out with the current regime, or what exactly is happening?
First, they are very happy with the Deputy President. They see him as a very accessible leader. He is listening to them, their concerns. He also has a team of very eminent economists led by Dr. David Ndei, and to that extent they are happy. As to the exclusion by this government, of course, they feel that since the handshake commenced, the focus has been on BBI, issues which don't concern the common mwananchi here at the coast. And for them, they would want a situation where the government prioritizes on the poverty of our people, on the joblessness of young people. I think that is the agenda that the present regime should have concerned itself, as opposed to matters, politics and BBI.
The coast region has been perceived as an ODM stronghold over the years. Is the Hustler Nation certain that they can be able to woo votes come 2022?
Definitely, and that can be seen by the many members of parliament who belong to ODM who are currently in this meeting. I've seen members of parliament from Taita, from Kwale, everywhere. Secondly, remember we had a by-election that was won by a member of parliament supporting Hustler in Msambweni. So when you look at all those factors, it's clear that this region coast, it is now embracing William Samoei Ruto as its most preferred candidate come 2022. And therefore, I want to assure the entire Hustler movement in the entire republic, the Hustler movement is a movement that is going to fight for the rights of the common mwananchi.
Asante sana. Those are the sentiments of some of the legislators currently here, allied to the Deputy President, and they're currently meeting him, laying down their issues so that they can be able to be integrated in the economic program of the President come 2022. We're expecting a briefing a few moments from now, and we'll be updating you in our subsequent bulletins. But for now, I'm handing it back to you, Richard Munga, in studio.
Thank you very much, Junaid Karisa, and for the viewers, of course, be expecting more from that. Of course, the meeting not yet to start, but in our subsequent bulletins, we shall be covering some of the issues that will be addressed or will be raised by the coastal leaders, and as well as what Deputy President William Ruto, of course, will have to say about that. Well, we have a lot more lined up for you. Remember, you can always give us your feedback on the news on our social media platforms, and you can also, on our social media platforms on Twitter at KBC Channel 1, on Facebook KBC Channel 1 also. And remember, for more updates, log on to our website www.kbc.co.ke. You're going to be taking a short break, but don't go too far. A lot more is coming shortly. Now, welcome back. People's Empowerment Party leader Moses Kuria has announced that the party will be fielding a candidate in the coming KIAMBAA by-elections. The party, whose candidate George Koimburi won the Juja by-elections, has also announced plans to seek affiliations with other parties ahead of the 2022 general elections. Meanwhile, presidential aspirant Mukisa Kitui has called on the need to escalate the war against corruption in the country.
After the victory in the just concluded Juja by-elections, the People's Empowerment Party leader Moses Kuria has announced that the party will be fielding a candidate in the upcoming KIAMBAA by-elections.
Kumutaka kuhakikishia wananchi wa KIAMBAA tuko kwa njia na chama cha PEP kinasimamisha mtu huko KIAMBAA tukumenyana na chama zingine.
Kuria has also said that the party has entered an agreement with UDA that it would not sponsor a candidate in the Muguga ward by-elections in Kabete constituency, even as he revealed plans to lead talks with all the other contestants in a bid to quell the tension that followed the Juja by-elections, which was marred with chaos.
Mimi kama kiongozi ambao ni senior katika eneo hilo, nitawaita wagombea uchaguzi wote, wawe wa Jubilee, wawe chama ingine, tuweze kushikanisha wao wote, tufanye umoja, kwa sababu kushitania kiti sio kusema ni uadui.
Meanwhile, presidential aspirant Mukisa Kitui has called on the need to escalate the war against corruption in the country.
Haitoshi kusema shilingi bilioni 2 zinaibwa kila mwezi. Kwa sababu kama tunajua hivyo, lazima tufuatilie na tuwalete wezi wa shilingi bilioni 2 kila mwezi, tuwashtaki kotini.
Speaking after completing his week-long grassroots campaigns in the coastal region, Kitui said that the high-profile cases of corruption must be expedited, even as he challenged Kenyans to elect leaders of integrity.
The fight against corruption is a top-bottom economy. Lazima tuanze na vinara mabwenyenye wezi, ndio tuelekee mashinani wale wadogo.
In Migori County, UDA supporters are warning Raila Odinga's party ODM of a fierce political battle in the 2022 general election.
Wale wameona siasa ya juzi, nafikiri mumeona. Pale hata rais anatoka, chama ni UDA. Kama vile ODM alienda akajiegemeza pale kwa rais. Yeye anafikiri ati Uhuru atakuja aseme ati Raila tosha. Ndoto ya mchana hiyo.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Safin Aching Oma.
The death of an 8-year-old pupil in Kayole has ignited a protest from locals. The pupil is said to have collapsed and died while in class. Police say they have commenced investigations to ascertain the cause of the death.
Residents of Kayole staged a demonstration following the death of an 80-year-old pupil. According to fellow pupils, the deceased collapsed and died during a mathematics lesson.
Wananchi wanasema mtoto alikuwa anaandika kwa ubao. Mtoto akaanguka chini.
The teacher in class tried offering first aid but was unsuccessful. The mother is accusing the school for not alerting her on time, saying she was forced to go to the school at 5 p.m. only to be confronted with the unfortunate news.
Walimu nilikuja hapa jana wakaniambia mtoto alianguka. Ati teacher alimwambia andike 1+1. Na kuandika hiyo 1+1 ati akatoa sauti na kaanguka chini. Hivyo ndio mwalimu aliniambia. Sasa hawakunielezea mingi na wakanifukuza hapa.
Police have since commenced investigation into the matter.
Now, to other matters, the remains of late Stephen KIROGO, who until his death was chairperson of the Public Service Commission, have been interred at his farm in Laikipia West constituency. Those who attended the funeral included Interior Principal Secretary Garanja Kibicho, who eulogized KIROGO as a career public servant who served with diligence and commitment.
Stephen KIROGO have been interred at his rural home in Laikipia. Interior and Coordination Principal Secretary Karanje Kibiche, who attended the burial, described the late KIROGO as a proficient icon who inspired many among them young people who, through his legacy program, got opportunities to work with the government.
Last legacy that has pulled thousands of young people into public service internship program, which is a program that is a pioneer program, which has been able to give young graduates, people from tertiary institutions that are not necessarily universities, an opportunity to come and work in government.
Laikipia Governor Ndiritu Murithi described the late as a humble servant who always gave his all.
Mr. KIROGO counts as one of the patriotic Kenyans who not only aspire and are passionate about transforming Kenya, but go out and do something about it.
Cabinet Secretaries Betty Maina of Trade, Cecily Kariuki of Water and Sanitation, and Joe Musher of ICT also attended the funeral.
Now to matter sports, Kenyans have taken to social media to pay tribute to former Kenya Sevens player and head coach Benjamin AYIMBA, who passed away on Friday night, aged 44. AYIMBA has been battling cerebral malaria, which kept him away from the public eye since the start of 2021.
Enjoyed a stellar playing career at Impala RFC, the club that he joined in 1995 after completion of his studies at Maseno School between 1991 and 1994. He led Impala to 3 national sevens circuit titles in 1999, 2000 and 2001. AYIMBA steered Kenya Sevens to a first-ever World Series final in 2009 in Adelaide, before creating more history by leading Shujaa to a first-ever Rugby World Cup Sevens semi-final in 2009 in Dubai. President Uhuru Kenyatta, in his message, mourned the departed sportsman as a Kenyan great and an icon of rugby, saying AYIMBA had inspired a generation of Kenyans to take up and excel in rugby. Deputy President William Ruto, through Twitter, said, "We celebrate the life of a star and one of the world's greatest sportsmen in history." ODM leader Raila Odinga, through his Twitter, said, and I quote, "We have lost a great patriot in Benjamin AYIMBA," end quote.
Bring their running skills, their athleticism to the fore. They have it again. This is the captain, one of the mainsprings of course.
Prior to taking up coaching, he had an illustrious career as a Rugby 15s and 7s international. In their tribute, Kenya Rugby Union joined the family and the entire rugby and sporting fraternity in mourning the legendary back row and former Kenya Sevens head coach. Harambee Stars hitman Michael Olunga also mourned the former Kenya Sevens coach. The veteran tactician passed on at the age of 44.
Indeed, the sporting world has, and the country at large, has lost a sporting icon, and we sure do pray for the families for comfort as they mourn the passing away of Benjamin AYIMBA. Internationally, it's D-Day in the Spanish La Liga, with two clubs, that is Atletico Madrid and their crosstown rivals Real Madrid, eyeing the Spanish title. Atletico lead the log on 83 points, while Madrid are placed second, 2 points behind. A win for Atletico Madrid will help them clinch the Spanish league title. That brings us to the end of Channel One Lunchtime News. But remember that for more news, log on to our website, www.kbc.co.ke, and be sure to stay tuned into KBC Channel One for our subsequent bulletins. That is Derubini and Channel One Weekend at 9 p.m. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. I'm Richard Munga. Our sign language interpreter has been Byron Abuli. Good afternoon.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye QuickBin ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Banki imeconfirm pesa zimeingia. Congratulations Sam, gari ni lako sasa.
Shukran. Oi boss, si uniache insurance yako nitumie kabla nijipange.
We,
insurance ya gari